Aadil wiped his palms on his jeans for the 10th time, even though he'd ironed a pair of trousers to look more presentable. Mechanics didn't usually walk into fancy restaurants, but his cousin insisted he try this blind date. "You've worked too hard, Yar," his cousin said. "It's time life gives something back." But life rarely gave Aadil anything. He had lost his father early, worked in a dusty garage since he was 16, and supported his mother through every medical bill. A date was the last thing he expected to survive, let alone enjoy. He entered the restaurant slowly, staring at glittering chandeliers and people dressed like magazine models. He swallowed hard and looked down at the small piece of paper on which his cousin had written, "Table 12. Girl wearing blue scarf." He spotted it immediately, a table with a blue-scarfed woman sitting alone. She looked different. Not fragile, but thoughtful. Her hands rested gently on her lap, and she was staring at the menu without touching it. Her wheelchair was tucked neatly under the table, but Aadil didn't notice it yet. All he saw was that she looked nervous, just like him. That he gathered courage, approached her, and cleared his throat. Hi. I'm Aadil. I hope I'm not too late." She looked up, surprised, as if she wasn't expecting anyone. But then she smiled, soft, uncertain. "No, you're right on time." He sat down, relieved. She looked kind, not judgmental. Maybe this wouldn't be so bad after all. For the first 5 minutes, they exchanged awkward small talk, his job at the garage, her interest in photography. But there was something about her voice, something steady yet hiding a quiet ache. He wanted to ask more, but he didn't want to intrude. Then he dropped his fork. It rolled toward her chair, and when he bent to pick it up, he finally noticed the wheelchair frame. He froze for just a second, not out of pity, but out of surprise. She noticed his eyes shift. "It's okay," she whispered. "Most people look away." "I wasn't looking away," he said gently. "Just didn't realize." "You don't have to explain anything." For the first time, she took a full breath. "My name is Mira," she said. "I was in an accident 5 years ago. Haven't walked since." He nodded slowly. "Must have been tough." "It still is," she said. "People treat you differently. Some look like they feel sorry for you. Some try too hard to pretend everything is normal." She stared at him. "You're not doing either." He shrugged. "You're sitting here. Talking. Smiling. Why should I act like you're anything less than that?" Her lips curved into a real smile this time, one that reached her eyes. Aadil felt something warm blooming inside his chest. Their conversation deepened. She asked about his dreams. He asked about her photography. She told him how she once climbed mountains before the accident. He told her how he fixed engines because machines felt easier to understand than people, until now. For nearly an hour, the world outside faded, but then a man's voice thundered behind them, breaking the fragile calm. "Mira! What are you doing here? And who is this?" Aadil turned and nearly choked. The man was wearing an expensive suit, the kind only top businessmen could afford. Every eye in the restaurant shifted toward them. Mira's face fell. "Dad, please." Her father glared at Aadil. "Do you know who I am?" Aadil did now. This was Shahnawaz Malik, the CEO of Malik Motors, the richest man in the city. The man whose company had once fired Aadil after only 3 days because he couldn't read English manuals fast enough. "Sir, I didn't ask you to speak," the CEO snapped. "You're sitting at my daughter's table? You think you belong here?" Mira looked horrified. "Dad, stop." "He isn't," but the CEO cut her off. "You're coming with me, Mira. Right now." Aadil suddenly realized something else. The real table 12 was on the opposite side of the restaurant. He wasn't even the man she was supposed to meet. He had sat at the wrong table, and yet, she had allowed him to stay. Chapter 2. Mira didn't move. She held the arms of her wheelchair, her knuckles white. Something inside her had awakened, something tired of being sheltered, controlled, pitted. "I'm not leaving," she said quietly. "I was finally having a conversation without being treated like a fragile doll. Let me finish my dinner." Her father stared at her as if she'd spoken a foreign language. Aadil stood up, heart racing. Sir, it's my mistake. I think I sat at the wrong table. I'll leave. He began to walk away, but Mira grabbed his wrist. Please don't. That simple touch froze him. Her father softened only slightly. Mira, you deserve someone who can handle your life. Someone with status. Not don't say it, she whispered. A mechanic, he finished coldly. Aadil felt the word like a punch. Mechanic. As if it erased everything good he could be. Mira lifted her chin. You know what I deserve? Someone who sees me, not the wheelchair. Someone who talks to me like a person. Not a business problem. Her father looked wounded, but his voice remained firm. I'm only trying to protect you. Then let me choose who I talk to, she replied. There was a long pause. Her father stared at her, then at Aadil. The tension was thick enough to cut. Finally, he sighed. Fine. 10 minutes. I'll be waiting outside. As soon as he walked away, Mira slumped back, exhausted. Aadil sat down again carefully. You don't have to fight for me. I'm nobody. You're the first person in years who didn't look at me with pity, she said. That makes you somebody. Aadil swallowed a knot in his throat. He didn't believe he deserved her kindness, but he couldn't deny how deeply her words touched him. They talked again, more quietly this time. She asked him about the firing. He told her honestly, expecting her to judge him. Instead, she laughed softly. My father has fired half the world. Don't take it personally. Aadil smiled shyly. Somehow, her humor made all his insecurity melt. When the 10 minutes ended, Aadil helped wheel her outside, not because she needed help, but because she allowed it. Her father waited by the car, watching them both with unreadable eyes. Before leaving, Mira looked at Aadil one last time. Will you see me again? Aadil blinked. After all this? Mira. I'm not sure your father wants that. She smiled gently. I asked if you want that. Aadil felt something settle in his chest, something firm, brave, unexpected. Yes. I'd like that very much. Her father approached slowly. Aadil. The mechanic stiffened. The CEO looked between his daughter and the young man. Something in his eyes had changed, not acceptance, but a small crack in the walls he'd built around her. Come to my office tomorrow, he said quietly. We need to talk. Aadil wasn't sure if it was a threat or an opportunity. Then Mira gave him one final smile before the door closed, and in that moment, Aadil knew something life-changing had begun. Not a blind date, not a mistake, but a chance, one he never believed he'd get. A chance to be seen. A chance to matter. A chance to rewrite fate beside someone who understood pain, courage, and hope as deeply as he did. And somewhere inside, he felt the first spark of a story still waiting to unfold, one that neither a wheelchair nor a mechanic's uniform could limit.